Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are taking a look at a new Shadow Pokemon in the world of Pokemon Go, Shadow ALOLAN SANDSLASH. I've always quite enjoyed using the regular ALOLAN SANDSLASH, so when the Shadow was released, I knew I had to try it out. For the moveset, we are running Legacy Shadow Claw, as well as Ice Punch and Bulldoze as the charge moves. And honestly, I was extremely impressed. I was able to go on a 16-4 run in the Great League with Shadow ALOLAN SANDSLASH. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check it out in action. Hopping to the first match, picking up the Dream Lead Shadow ALOLAN SANDSLASH into Altaria. Opponent save switches into Jellicent, but I am more than happy to stay in. I have two Psychic types in the back, and thanks to Legacy Shadow Claw and the attack bonus from being Shadow, we are going to be able to do absolutely massive damage to this Jellicent. I do shield at the last second, shielding up the Shadow Ball, and look at the damage we are inflicting onto this Jellicent. Jellicent being absolutely torn apart by these Shadow Claws, going for the Bulldoze, able to grab the final shield, and honestly, I'm just going to shield up and commit to the farm down. The extra Shadow damage coming in clutch. Opponent brings back in Altaria. They are so weak to ALOLAN SANDSLASH, and I am going straight for the Ice Punch. Ice Punch, not the strongest move ever, but with that Shadow bonus, we are able to do quite a lot of damage. And then I'm going to bring in the Defense Deoxys to farm down. My reasoning being I will leave with very close to a Thunderbolt, so when they bring back in the Ghost type, we are going to be able to take them out with the Thunderbolt. What do they have in the back here? It is Registeel, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, switching Shadow ALOLAN SANDSLASH into Walrein. I have two better responses in the back. I throw one fast move, safe switch into Defense Deoxys, and the opponent responds with Jumpluff. This is not a great situation for me to be in, as I don't want to debuff my attack yet, so I am going to be going for Thunderbolts, but Thunderbolt does not do a lot of damage to the very, very bulky Jumpluff. Jumpluff is going to be firing back with the Legacy move Acrobatics, which will do massive damage. Farming up with the Defense Deoxys, we are able to reach a second Thunderbolt. This is not nearly enough to KO, but it does some solid chip damage, and Jumpluff is able to reach a move. I'm just going to let it go. They actually bait with the Energy Ball. I tank it, going for the Psycho Boost, but my opponent realized I would get there, and they're forced to throw some more energy. So unfortunately, I do get taken out. I bring in the ALOLAN SANDSLASH, and we're able to farm down. I do have an energy lead, which is nice. They bring back in the Walrein, and I'm going straight for the Bulldoze. This will do some nice damage if it lands, which it does. I bring in the Medicham, and they have Air Slash Tropius in the back. This is not ideal. I am taking super effective damage from the Air Slashes. I am able to hit for double super effective with the Ice Punches, but Ice Punch, unfortunately, not the strongest move ever. I decide to let it through. Only a Leaf Blade, and I am going to be able to reach a second Ice Punch. This will be grabbing the shield, and getting shield advantage will hopefully allow my SANDSLASH to put in work in the endgame. Unfortunately, I do get farmed down. From here, I shield nothing, because I need to save the shields for Walrein. I'm going to try and farm down myself. Unfortunately, they're able to deny, and they get to a second move. I'm going to tank this as well. Back in comes the Walrein. I'm pretty low on health, but I still have two shields. At this point, the Walrein is probably just going straight Icicle Spear. I am able to get the Shadow Claw through, which is very nice, so I am very close to the back-to-back moves here. I throw one before. I'm not quite at the back-to-back moves. Going for the Ice Punch, takes out the Walrein. Back in comes the Tropius. We are able to farm down, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Shadow ALOLAN SANDSLASH into Superior, the Dream Lead. Opponent safe switches into Sableye, and here's where things get a lot more complicated. With two Psychic types in the back, I have to stay in here, because Sableye absolutely destroys my back Pokemon. So I'm going to stay in here and farm up to the back-to-back Ice Punches. One Ice Punch will not KO, but it will do quite a lot of damage, and then I'm going for Ice Punch number 2. I can't farm down without them reaching a second move, so if they want to get off that second move, I'm going to make them commit their first shield. I'm more than willing to preserve the ALOLAN SANDSLASH for the endgame, and we are going to be able to farm down. They're not bringing back in these Superiors, so the question is, what is that third Pokemon in the back? And it is Galarian Stunfisk. I am going to be able to reach a Bulldoze before they are able to reach the Rock Slide. Bulldoze gets the shield, and I save switch into Defense Deoxys. Galarian Stunfisk banks an Earthquake for later, and they bring in Superior, and honestly, this works out great for me. because my better Galarian Stunfisk response is still in the back in Medicham, so I'm just going to start unloading Psycho Boosts from the Defense Deoxys. Defense Deoxys able to connect with the first, and now I'm at 2 more Psycho Boosts. These, of course, will do less damage due to the debuff. We land number 2, and they throw just before I'm able to reach Psycho Boost number 3. But it only ends up being a Leaf Tornado, so we are still able to get off that 3rd Psycho Boost. It is quad debuffed, but still enough to KO. Back in comes the Galarian Stunfisk. I'm going to let myself get farmed down, bring in the Medicham, throw 1 counter, and catch the Earthquake onto the Alolan Sandslash. From there, back in comes Medicham, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, letting Shadow Alolan Sandslash into Azumarill. This is definitely a matchup where having Shadow Claw is very nice, and we are going to need all the extra damage that we can get going up against the bulky Azumarill, so having that extra damage from being a Shadow is quite nice. Able to connect with the Bulldoze, and Azu goes for a move. I'm just gonna let it through. It only ends up being a Play Rough, so this Azumarill is not running Hydro Pump. That is very good news for my Alolan Sandslash. Going for a second Bulldoze, not enough to KO, but we're going to catch the second move onto Defense Deoxys. Defense Deoxys tanks that no problem, and my opponent brings in their own Defense Deoxys. Bringing into the mirror kind of makes me think that they could be weak to Psychic in the back, and I am hoping that that is the case. Unfortunately, I do lose CMP, which is something I do want to keep track of. So I am able to land the Thunderbolt, and here I'm actually going to throw the Psycho Boost 1 before they reach the Thunderbolt, just so I can get off some damage. Psycho Boost actually does get the shield. My opponent goes for the farm down. I'm just not able to get to the Thunderbolt, so I'm forced to go for another Psycho Boost. Psycho Boost basically going to do no damage, but that's okay. I'm going to bring in the Medicham, and you know what? I am going to shield the first, because after they throw 1 Psycho Boost, they are going to debuff themselves. They bring in Azumarill. I am going to be able to farm the Azumarill down, and do they bring back in that Defense Deoxys? It does have a lot of loaded energy. They do not. They bring in Galarian Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk doesn't really like to see a loaded Medicham, as I'm going to be able to spam out these Ice Punches. The one thing I do have to watch for here is the Earthquake. That would do quite a lot of damage. Going for yet another Ice Punch. We are able to land it, and this is enough for the Earthquake, so I am going to commit the shield, but unfortunately I get baited. This is not great, and they do get a Mud Shot through. So it is 2 more until the Earthquake. So I throw 1, 2, and catch onto the Alolan Sandslash. We are able to catch another Earthquake onto the Alolan Sandslash. We farm down. Back in comes the Defense Deoxys, but Defense Deoxys is going to have to do a ton of damage here. They go for the Psycho Boost. That is not nearly enough damage. We are able to reach the Ice Punch, taking out the Defense Deoxys, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, letting Shadow Aslash into Alolan Marowak. And looking at my team, you may think that it is very weak to Alolan Marowak, but we have a very good strategy when we face Alolan Marowak. We are going to stay in, go for the Bulldoze, and if they shield, we top left. Hopping to the next match, leading Shadow Alolan Sandslash into another Altaria. Let's go. Opponent save switches into Toxicroak, and we have the perfect response in Defense Deoxys. We can tank any one move here. They decide to go for the Sludge Bomb. That is totally fine. I am going to overfarm and then go for the Psycho Boost. This is easily going to one-shot the Toxicroak. Toxicroak will commit the shield, and I'm going to commit the shield as well. From here, I will be able to reach back-to-back Psycho Boosts before they are able to reach another move. I am able to reach the back-to-back, so at this point, if they shield, they're going to be taken out anyway, so they elect to let it through. They decide to bring in their final Pokemon, which is Registeel. Registeel is looking for a very ambitious farm down, and unfortunately, I am quad debuffed, so I'm not able to do much damage. I try and bring in the Medicham. There's a decent amount of lag. We stop lagging, and I am finally able to bring in the Medicham. I will tank a Zap Cannon here. Zap Cannon will do quite a lot of damage, and then I am going to watch for a potential catch. They try and catch the Psychic. I'm able to hold on to my energy and bring back in the Alolan Sandslash. Shadow Aslash is going to be going for the Ice Punch here. Ice Punch does massive damage onto Altaria, and from here, we tank whatever they throw. Not worried about it whatsoever. They go for the Sky Attack. We're able to farm down, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Shadow, ALOLAN, SANDSLASH into the Nightmare lead, Obstagoon. I'm going to save switch into Defense Deoxys, and unfortunately, we are met with Drapion. This is not what I want to see. Drapion just straight up outspams me, and Crunch does absolutely massive damage. I am going to fire back with the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt does a nice amount of damage as well, but at this point, things are not looking great. They overfarm, so I am willing to go for the Psycho Boost. It is resisted, but any damage will help in this situation, as Drapion overfarms quite a bit. Unfortunately, Shadow Claw is resisted, so I'm not really going to be able to farm down with the SANDSLASH. So instead, I decide to get ahead on energy with the Medicham. I'm worried about a Sludge Bomb, so I shield up, but it's a Crunch, and they get the defense drop, so a huge mistake by me, as the second one is going to be doing additional damage, but I'm hoping that they're going to be weak to Medicham in the back, but it is Skarmory, and I concede the match. Hopping into the next match, picking up a great lead, Shadow A/Slash into Serperior. Opponent is going to save switch into Dugong, and honestly, I'm just going to stay in here and wait for them to throw energy. I will be able to reach the Bulldoze. Bulldoze is shielded, and this is CMP, so this must only be an Icy Wind. Icy Wind is going to do basically no damage, and now that they have used some energy, I am more than comfortable to bring in Defense Deoxys. I will have to tank one Icy Wind, but from there, I will be able to overfarm quite significantly, and then I am going to throw the Thunderbolt just before they reach the next Icy Wind. They're down a shield, they're very unlikely to commit the second, and I'm able to take them out. Back in comes Serperior. I farm up, and I accidentally overfarm past the double, but it's only a Leaf Tornado, thank goodness. Frenzy Plant definitely would have KO'd. And now I should still be able to get off my energy. Able to land the first Psycho Boost. I'm able to farm up to back-to-back Psycho Boosts again. Unfortunately, these are debuffed, but any damage helps in this situation, and even the debuffed Psycho Boosts are going to be enough to get the Serperior into the red. I'm going to bring in the ALOLAN SANDSLASH. They actually throw energy, which works out great for me. They go for the Leaf Tornado, and the final Pokemon is Shadow Swampert. Unfortunately, Shadow Swampert is going to be able to outpace here, but I do tank one, and then I'm going for the Ice Punch. Ice Punch is a way worse move, but I get to the Ice Punch before they reach the second Hydro Cannon. They elect not to shield, and the opponent concedes the match. Hopping into the next match, leading Shadow A/Slash into Altaria, another fantastic lead. Opponent is going to save switch into Shiftry, so they are absolutely core broken by ice types. Going for the Ice Punch, it lands, able to snipe with the Medicham, and down goes Shiftry. Back in comes Altaria, but my Medicham is running Ice Punch, and this is still going to be doing double super effective damage. Ice Punch connects, opponent sees the writing on the wall, and concedes the match. And hopping to the final match, leading Shadow A/Slash into another Azumarill. We have seen how this plays out. Pretty nice lead so long as they don't have Hydro Pump. I am going to overfarm and go for the Bulldoze. Bulldoze will do a solid chunk of damage. Azu's still farming up. I try and catch onto Defense Deoxys. They hold onto their energy, but end up throwing anyways. They go for the Play Rough. Unfortunately, the game lags quite a bit. I am finally able to catch up on energy, and then they're going to respond with Registeel. Here, I do end up missing bubbles in the Thunderbolt, which isn't great. Not sure if that was lag or operator error. Either way, still not what I was hoping to see. They end up going for Flash Cannon, so a very interesting choice to run Flash Cannon over Focus Blast. Personally, I feel like Focus Blast and Zap Cannon have a lot better synergy. I'm trying to get to a move, but I get lock-on farmed down by the Registeel. I bring in Medicham, and I'm able to take them out with a few counters. They bring back in the Azumarill, and you know what? I am going to commit the shield. I want to try and protect this Medicham. If they're bringing back in the Azumarill, they might be weak to it in the back. I am farming up, and I'm going to go for the Ice Punch just before they reach a move. This should be taking them out, but they commit the shield, and I'm going to be able to get off the second Ice Punch as well. Second Ice Punch gets the second shield, and they reach a move. At this point, I'm just going to trust in ALOLAN SANDSLASH. Play Rough does quite a lot of damage. Trying to switch, they have Galarian Stunfisk in the back, and I am going to be going straight for the Bulldoze. Bulldoze is going to be doing some nice damage on the G-Fisk, and that is a good game. All in all, I was pretty impressed with Shadow, ALOLAN SANDSLASH. The legacy move of Shadow Claw is a definite improvement overall, but that shadow damage I felt really made a difference. Ice Punch and Bulldoze are not the strongest charge moves ever, so having that little bit of extra damage does end up helping out quite a bit. However, I still don't feel like it is a meta Pokemon by any means, but it is a definitely improved off-meta choice that, based on results from today, going 16-4, you can have some pretty decent success with. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.